think that I'm watching some kind of comedy show. My skin genuinely crawls. I think for many of them it's a game. Journalist. I graduated last year. I was born in Bellshill and I've basically lived in Glasgow in the west of Scotland for my whole life. I was very much a Better Together supporter. I strongly believe that Scotland should stay in the UK. But as a no voter in 2014, this is like as far removed from anything that I could have wanted.
You've lost your sense of British identity.
Yeah,
it's dissolved.
Yeah, and it's like I don't have anything against them. Like my mum's English, like my dad's like got Irish family, so it's like we're a very British family. But I feel personally, I would like to see an independent Scotland now.
Having voted no and having campaigned relentlessly for Better Together because we were told it was the only way to safeguard our place in the EU, which is like, I do feel European, I do feel like a strong European citizenship.
I think it's disingenuous of Patrick to say that no means out and yes means in, when actually the opposite is true. No means we stay in, we are members of the European Union.
And then to be told like 2 years after that we're getting ripped out, push the issue back home that Scotland and England aren't compatible, like we want different things, we need to get out. That now I would support an independent Scotland so that we can take back a little bit of the power and look after Scottish people. I mean, I've been down to England a couple of times. We do have family links, but I think going down now, it feels less and less like I'm visiting my home. It feels like I'm visiting a different country. So, yeah, Westminster, I wouldn't say I feel any strong attachment to it.
My conclusion today is that Scotland is in a worse position than it was 2.5 years ago, and it's confronted by a Tory government that hasn't the faintest clue what it's doing.
If he wants to end the uncertainty and deal with the issues he raised in his response to my statement, then he should vote for a deal. Simples.
I've sort of been noticing more how we're not being listened to in Westminster and how a lot of our issues aren't being taken into consideration. We should in Scotland have the power to look after our own and look after our best values and interests. And we're seeing like MPs coming out as being closet racist, like things like saying, what was it?
Black or a funny, you know.
What is that? Like who says that?
I think the things that we did to the economy were absolutely necessary at the time. I don't have a problem with that.
And I think it's very easy to say things like to defend things like austerity when it has absolutely no impact on you. I don't feel that my Scottishness stems directly to the fact that I was born in Bellshill. And like I have lots of friends who aren't from Scotland and they love Scotland just as much as I do. And it's not for me to turn around and say to them, oh, but I'm more Scottish than you because I've got the birth certificate. Like, what a stupid thing to say. Like, it's just a home, it's a place that we call our home. My Scottish identity is because of the culture that we produce, like the people that we know, the politicians that we have, our nurses and our teachers and our amazing education system. That's all what makes me Scottish. And that's something that I think anyone who lives here can share, whether they were born here or not. If Scotland does stay part of the UK, Scotland will lose more power. I think we will be blighted of our powers. You can see it already, like, our MPs are being mocked and made fun of. Independence will be good for England too, because then they can focus more on their own constituencies, and I think that maybe you'll see like a decline in the sort of animosity between England and Scotland then as well, and we can just chum along together side by side as neighbours but not as part of a union. There will be challenges, and because we are breaking up a union, I do have maybe concerns about how it would play out, but they're sort of outweighed by the concern I have at the prospect of staying inside Britain, because that's a lot more scary, I think, than potentially a few rough years if we went independent. And I hope we do get another independence referendum, and I will vote yes in it, wholeheartedly, without a doubt.